Are you interested in science?
Definitely, yeah.
Why?
Because it fascinates me. I want to know how the world works.
Do you think that for girls it's more difficult in science?
No, actually, me and my team participate in a physics competition. We're only girls, and we enjoy it so much. I don't think you can really say it as dependent on the gender, how difficult science is. It's maybe more, guys have more ambition to do engineering, but I think in our generation it'll change.
Which problem of the world would you like to solve if you enter in politics?
Well, firstly, we should invest more money in science, in particular in Italy, where there is always a lack of investment in this kind of activities. But also there are a lot of problems, and not all of them can be solved by a single man. But yeah, there are problems like wars, poverty, migrations, a lot of things.
You are interested in science?
Yeah, I'm interested in electricity and informatics and mechanic.
Speaking you about nuclear physics, which brings me to ask you, so is there a challenge you would like to contribute to solve in the future?
I think nuclear fusion and the idea of being able to do nuclear fusion, it really interests me, and I'd like to be a part of the accomplishment in the future if we can discover how to do that. So in Oxford we have, near the university, there is the nuclear fusion reactor, and they're working on having it running so that they can use it to generate energy, and I'm really interested in that, and I would love to go there, and I would love to work there in the future.
Are you interested in science?
Like a hobby, just like a hobby.
Because which is your true interest?
I want to become a lawyer.
Very nice. So you are a girl who is having the hobby of science, I mean, I assume.
Yeah, I love science. I think I discovered science 3 years ago with my physics teacher, and since 3 years I'm just I find it fascinating, mathematics, physics. It's just a new world that I discovered, and a new way to understand how does the world works, and it's incredible to think how just numbers and letters and just symbols can explain how does the world works. And yeah, so since 3 years I'm just looking for everything I can learn and asking more and more questions.
What would you like to do after school?
Well, I really like airplanes, so I think I will go at aerospace engineering university, so I could build aircrafts or airplane in one day.
Then another question is, do you think that for girls it's more difficult in science than for boys?
That's actually a tough question. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I mean, maybe a few years back it was more difficult for girls to be in science than for boys, but I think there's actually a lot of projects now to actually support girls getting into science and physics and research. Such, for example, INSPYRE, which is like open for boys and girls, and there's actually a lot of girls here as well. So I think that it's definitely possible for girls to really get started in sciences as well.
Ja, hallo von Rom. Es ist super toll hier. INSPYRE ist wirklich wunderbar.
Veniți încoace când aveți ocazia, este foarte frumos, toți oamenii sunt foarte de treabă, mai ales doamna Catalina. Nu știu, e o experiență foarte frumoasă.
Je voudrais remercier les organisateurs de ces masterclass parce que c'est formidable de permettre à des élèves de faire ça et c'est incroyable de permettre à des gens de réaliser leurs rêves et de faire de la physique comme ils aiment.
Vă salut pe toți, e foarte frumos aici și sper să puteți și voi vizitați Italia și Roma.
Ich würde sagen, INSPYRE ist unglaublich toll und man sollte es einfach machen. That means as much as you just have to do INSPYRE because it's so much fun.
Bună tuturor! Este o experiență frumoasă care merită trăită aici, la acest institut. Multe experimente inedite și chiar este ok, super.
Gerne. Also ich kann allen, die aus Deutschland oder aus der Umgebung kommen, wirklich nur empfehlen, sich hier zu bewerben. Es war eine ganz, ganz tolle Erfahrung und ich freue mich noch auf die letzten Tage, die ich hier habe.
Just to say that the INSPYRE thing is really brilliant, and it's a really good way for young people to understand what happens at facilities like this, and that it should be supported and things like that. And I would encourage people to come to these schools and these events if they can and have a look around and find out as much as they can about the event.
Ciao a tutti, venite a visitarci a Frascati.